Okay, just come back from a little spin on the Honda. Thought we'd do a very quick walk around. Well, there she is. Just done a 6 or 7 miles, I guess. And she's looking quite nice. As I say, I've just cleaned and polished it. Put the new tube in. Done a few extra little jobs. Yeah, a few extras on there. As you can see, the centre rack and the front rack were extras. As I say, I wanted this for a utility machine for shopping, and it does the trick. That Rickman top box is not in very good nick, but it does a very good job for the shopping. The screen is excellent. As I say, I've just come back from this little jaunt. It's slightly raining. It's kept all the rain off. Tuck your legs into the middle and the rain stays off your legs. I mean, it's such a good utility machine. You can see why they sold 60 million of them. Look at the mud guards, proper mud guards look. Designed to keep all the crap off the engine everywhere. Even got a little deflector on the rear, look, which is a nice touch. The rear dampers, as I say, are a bit of a drawback. They're far too wallowy and soft, and are not adjustable. Front suspension, it's been like that for years. It's okay. It does the job. You wouldn't want to be putting a bigger engine in it really, unless you're a better rider than I am. This one has got something that makes it slightly more useful for an older person like myself. And if you look on the crankcase, what can you see? You can see an electric motor. So it's an electric start. So this makes this, in my opinion, the best one to have. It's in the right colour. It's electric start. It's low mileage, and it wasn't very expensive when I bought it about 12-13 years ago. Hasn't had much use since. An elderly gentleman had it to go to the allotment, so the top box was full of soil and bits of plant and all sorts, and he tied the tools to the bike, so there were, you know, 1 or 2 little minor imperfections to deal with. This one, I've also put a side stand on it. To do that, you just need to change the footrest assembly. Not even sure if you can buy them now. That's been on there for 12 years or more. Simple enough to do. 4 bolts, job done. It's useful. As you can see, one thing I really like is fully enclosed chain guard. The chain will go virtually forever. With only 5 horsepower, and I just use cheap lube oil sort of stuff I chuck in the chainsaws. Just lube the chain and just put a rag under it overnight and just let it drip out, because it's not going to get mucky. So, you know, that's a simple job. No expensive chain lubes required. Just checking I've turned, yes, the petrol's off. There is a petrol gauge on it. It's got decent sized indicators, as you can see. As I said before on the Interceptor walk round, indicators are getting a little bit on the small side for my liking, but these are excellent and do the job beautifully. Nothing much more to say. Oh yes, one interesting thing. As you see, the rear footrests are attached to the swinging arm, which you think, well, that's not very good, because the passenger's legs are going to go up and down. And then I thought about it from an engineering viewpoint, and I thought, hang on, that's not such a stupid idea, because you're actually using your pillion's leg as dampers, because they're always going to put a bit of weight on the footrests. So in a way that makes up for the lack of rear damping and for the rather poor spring rate. But I guess they designed these things for roads that were, well, almost non-existent, and that's why the suspension tends to be a bit wallowy. Although thinking back to the 70s, the Honda, all those 175s, they tended to be a little bit on the soft side. The little bag in the middle came from Thailand. It's not that useful, but it was available, so they had a couple left quite a few years ago, and I thought, oh well, I'll get one and just fill in that centre section. It's not, you can put stuff in it, but I just bought it because it was available. And under the seat, I managed to get a locking petrol cap as an extra. Haven't seen those for years. In this climate in the UK with the rain, you have to watch out for rust on older ones. Where the plastic mudguard comes over onto the steel chassis, you can get rust around that area. But there are replacement parts you can weld in. This one obviously has got no rust. And also up inside the fork legs, up there, you can get rust around those sections where, particularly when the salt gets up there. Obviously no trouble with this one, but I do squirt WD up there every year just to be on the safe side. Nothing much more to say really, except everything works. The mirrors are in the right place, they seem to work nicely. I put the rubber around there because of ethanol in petrol. It takes the paint off, so I put that there so it can be wiped easily. Everything is, as you can see, in pretty good nick. You can see where a bird's crapped on the. Yeah, I had robins nesting in the garage, and that's remnants of robin crap. That's it then. I think we've done enough. I think we'll put it away before the rain gets worse.